Hello, welcome back to my channel, and I'd like to make up a follow-up video to the previous video about just starting your first workout, like just making those 15,000 steps. So there are some tools online, and I'll put some links in the description that you can use. And it helps you find out what your maintenance calories should be. And these maintenance calories are just the amount of calories that you need to take to maintain your current body weight at your current exercise level. So if you start exercising and maintain your current calorie maintenance consumption, then you will actually lose weight by eating the same amount of food and maybe some of the food that you're currently eating. Depends on what you're actually fully eating throughout the day and what types of food. But we're not going to get into that right now, because just these 15,000 steps that you're going to start walking on minimum, remember, 3 days a week at least, you will lose weight even if you're eating the same amount of food. Your maintenance calorie intake. So you don't want to eat in excess, and that goes for anything. If you eat in excess, then you need to exercise a little bit more or burn those calories off. Otherwise, they go to storage, and that energy storage is fat. And what we want you to do is, you don't have to get like super lean or anything like that. And I'm not talking about 15% body fat or 12% body fat. I'm currently under 15%, but I work very hard to maintain that on a daily, consistent level. That's not really feasible. And these guys, these people that are on YouTube and other platforms that are talking about, maintaining a 10% body fat year long, it's not really feasible for the beginners, and it's extremely difficult for even those people that have been doing this for a very long time. And it's not something that you should even try to achieve to, unless it's a personal goal. Like one time I did choose to try to get below 10% body fat, and it's very difficult, and it's very difficult especially at my age. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put some links about, you can put in some data, and this gives you a roundabout figure. Like most people think that their daily maintenance calorie intake should be around 2,000, and that's just a very general statement that a lot of doctors and these nutritional charts will tell you. Mine is actually, my maintenance is actually 1,900 calories per day, and that's what I need to consume at my current energy level, my exercise level, just to maintain my current body weight. Now that's not going to build muscle, and we're not really concerned about that in this early stages of working out and trying to get into shape. What we're trying to do with this is, we're trying to lose a little bit of weight. We're trying to increase the tone of your muscle mass that you currently have and increase your mobility. Once your mobility increases, more types of exercise actually opens up to you. You can get up out of that chair from work if you work behind a desk easy. You can get up off the ground easier, which, by the way, that is one metric that doctors use to judge your actual physical age. So what the doctors would do is, they would ask you to lay down flat on the floor. Now stand up. How fast you can do it and how many times you can do it without getting out of breath will tell you your physical age. And so this is what we're working to. So if you can fall down, and later on we might even discuss how to fall properly without hurting yourself. But if you can fall down and get yourself back up, you retain the mobility, your active, independent lifestyle. You're not dependent on someone else to come in and get you. The longer you can stay active and mobile, the better. And you also end up living a healthier life. The Medical Association has proven this repeatedly through many, many years of research, and there's actually been another recent study on this to link your mobility and active level to your physical age and degradation of your health and your independence and your dependence on someone else, and maybe even having to live in assisted living. I helped a friend of mine go through some exercises and start a daily routine, and they were on assisted living. And after 6 months, they were able to actually pass the physical, pass the independence ratings, and was able to move out and get back on their own, living under their own supervision. So it's a very, very important thing, in my opinion, to be able to stay independent. So that's why this is sort of important to me. And I'm here to do this with you. I know it can be terrible to be alone and think that you're going alone, trying to do this by yourself and not having anyone to talk to about it that fully understands it. And like I said in previous videos, I will share some personal insights and experiences of my own. When I first got out of the Army, I had gained some weight. I gotten, life happens, essentially, is I got into work, I had children, my life got busy, I started eating, and I started feeling depressed. And come to find out, it was because of eating and not exercising. As soon as I started exercising, and I had to make this conscious choice, I had to really commit to it. I started exercising, I changed my entire lifestyle. I'm not asking you to change your entire lifestyle, because that is a very big jump. So we are going to continue to approach this in little steps. That way you have the biggest chance of success, because you're going to see these little improvements in your life. And maybe, and I hope, that motivates you to want to do more and to keep pushing forward. A lot of people forget this part. When you got out of shape, when you got in the current shape that you're in, that makes you want to try to do something to change your life. It didn't happen overnight. It happened over years. I got out of the Army when I was 31. And over the next 10, 12 years, I went from 195 pounds to 253 pounds. Yeah. So it didn't take me 4 months to lose that weight. I started losing the weight, but after a year, I had gotten back down to 198. And I was a healthy 198. I didn't lose it off of fad diets. I did everything that I was told to do, and I took it to heart. And it changed my life, changed my health, and it gave me a life. Gave me my life back for a second chance. And that's a later video that we'll get into, that how it changed my medical health. But just to let you know, you're not alone. And just, if you need to talk to somebody, leave it in the comment. I'm more than happy to give you some advice, or just to help, or just to listen. Sometimes that's all you need, is someone to listen. So, as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would give me a like, maybe your subscription, because I am new here and I'm just getting started. I don't plan on stopping. I plan on being here for a while, because if I can help at least one person, then I think it's worth it. Have a nice day and stay safe.